All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Great Pretender, Season 1, Episode 12. Art. And a new job. But, like, not for the usual reasons.
Right.
Kind of.
Because you fucked up, edamame.
You messed up.
Yes, you did. Yes,
but don't worry, I've got a plan for how you can get this guy. It's called hentai, and it's art. No, yeah. But I'm curious to see how this will go, because I feel like it doesn't actually have to be about the money necessarily, but it's going to be
about the money.
It's going to be.
Yeah.
But
we've got a couple ways in which we can end up bamboozling this guy, but because he's known to be the James Bond of the art world and everything like that, and he's a perfect record appraisal kind of mass just reputation auctioneer guy, I don't feel like the typical con is what we need here.
I think you need to gaslight him by making a very convincing forgery, replacing it, and then making him have a breakdown as he's trying to convince everybody that, like, no, somebody swapped it out, you know. But,
But yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Oh.
We got to meet an artist.
Oh, Cynthia backstory?
Maybe. She hates artists. Gotta be a reason for it.
And maybe then how she had a connection to the critic guy?
Snow London. Yeah, we got a relationship set up with Cynthia, yeah. Oh.
ジャンプスタリせっかくですがお断りしますなんだってこれは贋作ですそんなバカな5万本
Well
本当かどうかはコールマンに認められない画家は美術界で長生きできないらしい
You have personal experience with that, Cynthia?
ぜひ先生のところで働かせてください
Nice, that's a good in.
面白いなだが間に合って
何でもします
他の道を
Find another career. Damn. All right, so the lady that bought the painting.
Gotcha.
ミス、庭師が何かお伝えしたいことがあるそう。
ゴキブリとかシロアリなの？
油茶羽虫ですよ。ただなんせ小さな虫なもんで家の中に入り込んでるかも。
Damn.
Nice.
あの虫は木や紙。
Oh shit, yeah. Get the paintings out of there.
Yeah. Oh, no. There's one secret room. Yep. Oh, fingerprint. Yeah. So, no way they can spoof it. Oh, shit.
Wow.
Here we go.
Oh my god. And these are all the special ones. Holy shit. That's too much for a room. You'd hardly be able to appreciate any of them.
They're literally in bed together. Business end in...
Yep.
Nice.
All
So
right.
plant a bug. Hey, pervert. Right, yeah.
Okay.
It's very in between.
Wow. You have the gall to ask that question after that?
Yeah, audition is not what they're looking for. That one artist with his confusing menu orders. All the paint on his fingers, yeah.
でも野獣馬が覗き見してるから返事は今度だよねえ今あなたが欲しい絵って何もしかしてロンドンの雪
ファラファラファラ気高き僕のユリ
But 20 million is very different from 200,000.
Right.
書いて。
何を？
よ。
だから
あんた童貞でしょ。
Ah! Just some general nonsense. Let's see it. We're gonna hawk it.
模写だよ。生活費の足しにたまにレプリカをマーケットで売ったりね。
Huh.
私を誘ったのはこの絵のイメージに似てるから。
いや、もっとシンプルな理由だよ。ずっとスランプで筆が進まなかった。
And you were giving me inspiration. Yep.
I love that we're getting to see this in depth. Like, it doesn't have the same kind of forceful reason to need to be shown like Abby's
Yeah.
backstory, you know?
Right.
Your shadow follows me places all the time. I can't shake this.
Yes!
This is so cute.
She's starting to be able to tap into the
yeah.
more colors, basically, of her
yeah.
person. Yeah.
Oh,
my
shit.
God. Oh, okay.
okay. All right. I was like, damn.
Right.
Yeah, that's way too big a rock for two starving artists.
Right. Oh.
And I love that for this montage, it's just the music and no dialogue.
Whoa, that's cool. Making it in the style of the anime, but also having it be kind of positioned as like that same art piece. Yeah.
君は参加するのか。
はい。先生の仕事を間近で見たくて。
道を変えろと言ったろ。君もストーカーとやってることは変わらんぞ。
Ooh. Nice. Nice. We're setting up an angle and a reason for them to all be here. Yeah.
Yeah.
始めましょう。
All right.
テルヒオ・モントーヤ、ロンドンの勇気、1930年、4号、能書きはハブ号。1000万ポンドから1800、1850、1900、1950。
So do they like artificially inflate things?
2200万、2200万で落札。
2300万。
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
2400、落札。
2500万。2500万だい。
Oh yes, and make him be the heel for this whole thing.
Right, because now the perspective's on him and everything. And the thing is, if it's not even that she wants it, but she wants it for him, but do you actually have that kind of money?
3000万。モントーヤの絵を私は愛している。
もうそろそろいいんじゃない？
Damn.
落札。
Yep, yep, you gotta be a professional.
Yeah, now, but 30 million.
なぜ諦めか。
Oh,
君の資産があればどうってことないだろう。
fuck.
Holy shit.
あの金髪クソ野郎が何者か大至急調べろ。
Huh, here he is. Oh, no, that's right.
Ah, she can be the in for him to get revenge on
Yep.
Laurent.
懐に入ってこい。
懐に入って。
Easy.
見事。
All right.
Yeah, no, they just... So, now, since you have the real thing...
不動産をいくつか処分して建て替えといたから後で返してよ。
Okay.
返して。
あの人に払ってもらう。
Yep.
あの人。ファラファラ。
Fada.
Oh, he said that like in time with the music.
ただし偽物だけどね。
Right, because since he's not going to be involved, but he said it's so good, then they present her a fake. Okay. Although she'd probably get him to check it out.
日本人は手先が器用でも
Oh my god.
勘違い。
Well, yeah, what do you want?
Yeah, no.
で。
Maybe get back in contact with that guy, you know?
だって超うま。
Yeah, yeah.
今日も豆の缶詰か。
Oh.
それまでだって
Oh.
この絵は誰にも渡したくないし
Wait.
Oh, he bought it for pennies and then sold it for huge.
Yeah.
あ、それはお土産程度のレプリカでして。
おいおいおい、こいつはとんでもない。
Wait,
絵の具を使えばおそらく本物と見分けがつく。
Oh.
does he sell them as the real thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Uh-huh.
作
Oh, what
And
a
that's-
good twist.
Yeah, and that's why she hates him, because he basically destroyed the spirit and soul of her man
Right.
by being like, no, you can't ever make it as an artist, but if you be my forger, oh shit.
All right, we got
That was
ourselves a
fun.
proper villain antagonist and
Yeah.
a backstory for Cynthia.
Uh-huh.
A love story that
Yep.
might have been thwarted by a vulture coming down
Mm-hmm.
to take advantage of young brimming talent and use it for
Yeah.
unscrupulous
Holy shit.
means, to say the least. The idea that this guy sought out a forger specifically,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe just had the idea pop into his head when he realized he was walking past someone who was making really good imitations and was
Uh-huh.
like, I can make him even better if I get him the right supplies and everything.
Yep, yep.
Holy shit, I can make so much money off this guy.
Right.
And yet he does the honest thing of being like, I'll tell you, you could make amazing money as my forger.
Right.
Like, I am offering to do criminal things with you. Do you want to say yes?
Like that's a big level of like vulnerability, but then also probably not vulnerability from his standpoint, because it's the, hey, I've got a big reputation. This no name, it doesn't matter if he says
Sure.
something.
But another thing to consider, this is backstory. He might not have his reputation as being as big yet, so he's
Sure.
ambitious. And he's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to build a reputation
That's
off
a good
the back
point.
of this guy.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he ends up probably being like, well, the money, like, I'm already making imitations.
I can get you that ring. I can, do the,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And then,
Yeah.
of course, it ruins this guy.
Oh, absolutely.
He either drinks himself to death or just loses his passion for art life and everything.
Right, he's
and then
not-
the man that
he's
she
not
fell
in
in
the
love with
present.
isn't even there anymore.
Right, like, yeah, and if they wanted him to be, like, granted, they're probably going to bring him in as the person to
Yes.
do this forgery, right? But he was not present in this guy's whole situation, right? Now, of course, he wouldn't be, like, somebody that the public would know about, but, like,
Now,
I'm guessing that he is
Yeah.
not actually connected with this guy anymore.
yeah, I need to backpedal a little bit here. They literally said in this episode that Cynthia's like, I know the best painter for this thing here.
Right, and she's probably talking about her.
So he's obviously still alive.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's more the idea that he's going to probably have lost
Oh, yeah.
all of his
Yes.
passion and desire
Yes.
for this. Or he's going to become such a monster that Cynthia's like, no,
Sure.
I fucking hate artists because they say they're all about freedom and creativity and
say the
passion
nice
and all
things
this
and
stuff.
whatnot.
But
Well,
once
and-
they get a whiff of money and success, they turn into these,
Yes. And-
awful, pretentious douchebags.
And
you
the
know?
thing is, I wouldn't actually. Okay. Here's a thought. Now, of course, this is all probably going to be like clarified and
Yes.
crystallized.
Get into more detail later.
Get into more detail in probably the very next episode.
Yeah.
But the fact that he didn't remember Cynthia, I would actually say that means there's a decent chance, I think, that he didn't end up working with this guy, because otherwise, if it was something that, say, like helped catapult his career and stuff.
No, not necessarily. Because
Okay.
if anything,
Yeah,
she
okay,
doesn't
he
need
might
to be
not.
around for those
Sure.
meetings and stuff.
But what if, how did she become a con artist? What if it was that when he told the dude that, they don't end up working with him, but he ends up making a bunch of pieces that then she is the front for, she sells and all of that stuff.
That's possible.
That's how she gets super rich and things like that. But then their relationship falls apart because, oh, hey, right?
What
Like,
have we done?
What have we done?
Yeah.
And then that's why it's the, fuck, this guy, I hate this guy,
But she said she hates artists.
Yeah.
Not auctioneers and appraisers.
Well, right, and also this situation very much seems to be a setup of like an intentional revenge thing, and
Yes.
yet if she knows like,
Right, which means he did something in the past, you know.
Yeah, he definitely did something in the past, and not just suggesting, hey, you could make it big as a forger. Yeah.
And that's why the angle I would say that where you're kind of potentially on to something here still, though, is that she is a great actress now, but she did seem to be surprised that it was him there. But it is far too coincidental to be anything but an act, particularly for
Right.
everybody else involved in that she and Laurent are in on some game here. to make some
Exactly.
money.
Her telling them all surprised, oh no, this is actually a big shot. We need to call it off. That's the thing of the, hey, a coincidence
I
just
have
happened.
deniability.
I have deniability, make sure my team, yada, yada. But yes, we have been getting a lot of internal perspectives with her. And as opposed to, say, with Abby, where, one, she wasn't the one running the con, even though she was the person in sort of the hot seat, literally.
Right. Cynthia kind of is.
Running the con, and it's not a a PTSD trigger thing, right? It's a thinking back to something. So there's this sense that there would it's not quite as this is definitely what happened as it is with Abby because PTSD, but there's it's hard to do something where someone's internal thoughts are not even misleading, but just not showing the whole perspective, because why would they not be thinking about you
can
most
do it.
relevant
It's
information?
just not as common.
Yeah.
But so with the story then focusing on Cynthia and her budding romance with this artist, I like the idea here that we're going to see something genuine that they had get destroyed.
Yes.
Because even if it's something where the artist does it himself, or if he gets predatored upon by, this guy here, it doesn't really matter. The point is that Cynthia is who she is because of that wonderful experience being tarnished or lost because of XYZ.
And
so
that's another reason why I'm
Go ahead.
Well, that's another reason why I'm really excited for this dude to, it would seem, be brought back in the present, is because that's a way that not only is this backstory something that had a lot of impact on who she is as a person, but we can see continuation with it in the present, even if it's not a, they'll ever get back together or anything, just showing that dynamic.
Yeah. But having then now the actual villain tag established for our Mark feels like another fun thing to point at the fact that this was all set up from the beginning. This was something that Laurent, at the very least, was planning. Even if Cynthia wasn't involved in all of it, Laurent is working a game here because he's not just a person that takes advantage of people with regards to I have a lot of knowledge and I'm not going to give them a heads up and be like, hey, by the way, this is worth a lot more. I could have bought this. No, he is also the kind of person that built at least some part of his reputation on probably selling forgeries and did a lot in that mix there. Yeah. So having this all tie in very efficiently feels fun because then we can have major progress when things turn into double blinds and stuff in the present with the idea that even if we get a forgery of this painting that he's selling, that painting that he's selling might itself be a forgery given the way that he's done things in the past. So he himself might be a scammer who's scamming not just people as a whole, but specifically Farah, where then you can have emotional comeuppance on him, not just in losing Farah, but having her then be a vehicle to destroy his reputation.
Yeah. Yes to all of that. And the fact that even 2 episodes in, I still feel like I don't know everything of what's going on, but I don't feel like I have to, because
we know the direction now.
We know the direction, and given that this is the 3rd arc of the story, one of the things that we talked about in earlier episodes and stuff is that, okay, you have these kind of big reveals and stuff, but it can be hard to do this again, given that, well, it's happened before, and so then how do you make it so that Edamura can still be in the dark about these things or have these twists happen? The twists are entirely for us. We're seeing behind the curtain, but the characters aren't because their motivation, right? Well, and other characters are probably intentionally keeping that perspective limited. So great, awesome. We can see it unfold and be guessing about what exactly is going on because we know something is, but we'll get to know the exact details as it progresses.
Yeah,
nice.
and it's fun having a story where the progress might be stalled for the characters' drama by them keeping secrets, but the progress is not stalled for our awareness of the potential drama
Right.
by keeping things from us arbitrarily. So,
And because it's also a how is this going to happen, that adds to the enjoyment for us because it's the okay, now how is this going to go? Not
Yeah.
can't these characters get over themselves and just communicate, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, and given the setting and stuff as well, it's imperative that these characters have secrets because this is the
'cause of
kind of
course
story
they do.
they
Yeah.
do. But then having us just have the fun little spice of being
Right.
like, we get the secrets revealed long before they ever have the desire to share it with anybody else. That's why backstories are fun.
Right.
Is that we get to look in and
Get
peek
that new
inside that
perspective.
person's head and
Yeah.
heart and understand where they're coming from.
Right.
So good stuff. And fun little thing here. The idea to set up Laurent as a heel villain for this guy, I love as well, because Laurent has just so much about him that's shady as well.
Oh yeah, he's got
So it
that
feels
smarmy
like,
look for sure.
So it feels like it's almost the, oh yeah, I'm great at playing this part. Like
Yeah,
when
no, I
they were
know.
like they when
Yeah.
they were casting themselves, you know, as who's gonna play what and
Yes.
everything. Like Abby, you need to be the one who's simping for him,
Mm-hmm.
and since you're young and you're cute
Right.
and you're just
Exactly.
so endearing, he'll eventually just he'll have to hire you. He'll have to.
Yes, and I love that they had it be something where it's the no, yeah, now he does hire you because he's emotional and he wants to get like revenge and stuff. But even before then, that's an excuse for you to, like he even pointed it out, you're basically stalking me. Yes, that's exactly what I'm
Right.
doing. But because I have it play into your ego, you're not going to think anything of it.
Nope.
Right? You're just going to whatever.
And then she gave that reason as a point to then introduce all these other people where he would usually maybe be a little bit suspicious of being like, why are
Yeah,
they here?
right.
But then it's the, oh no, they're all here at the auction because, it has to be somewhat about you. Cool.
Like thinking about the differences between this arc from like previous ones as far as mechanically how they do things, it feels like, and I would love to at some point go through and really compare. It feels like they're doing less explaining of the plan in this arc than they have in previous ones. Because since the characters, what that plan actually is intentionally for us, the audience, up in the air, even if the characters know what they're doing, we don't have to know what the plan is exactly that Edamura thinks it is, because it'll be fairly straightforward. We'll see it as it goes. But since we know that that's not all of what it is, we don't have to know the details for when it goes wrong, because we're already being told there's more here than meets the eye.
Right.
So yeah, I love it. It's
Very,
great.
very good, efficient storytelling. And then probably the funnest thing, I guess, that's, a word still.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, totally, yeah. Is that this episode and the previous one, but a lot of this one, was edited so quickly to then jump around to all these things. And I was still able to follow along so well because of the through line of the artists' struggle and their whole wholesome story being kind of my grounding point, despite how little to almost no actual dialogue they had there.
Nope. And it was beautiful.
It felt like an artistic vignette of just a couple people's lives.
Yeah.
And then the choice to then have the hardest point of dialogue be at the very end
When the magic
he
is
comes
broken.
in and the
Yeah,
magic is broken.
Yeah.
That
Oh, yeah.
felt beautiful. Like
was
that
great.
felt really special. I
Yep.
felt wooed through this romance.
Oh, absolutely.
To then have it be like ripped away with this guy coming in and being like, you want to monetize this
Right.
shit? And it's
Like-
just like, And then, of course, he sees the value in everything but the paintings of her. That feels also like the point of themes of the artist's value is seen in the eyes of the greedy.
Right.
You
The
know?
businessman comes along and he's like, I can make money off of this. I mean, it's like this could almost be like an AI art commentary thing. Whereas the actual thing that had all the heart and soul put into it.
Oh, yeah, we don't see any value. in
there's
that.
no value in that.
Another painting of a redheaded woman, who cares?
Who cares? You know.
I've seen 1,000 of those.
Right. Like, and I also, one of the other things that I love about it is that, like, if you look at the details of the pieces of Cynthia, right, it's a lot more, it feels weird to say this when it's of an anime character, but it's a lot more photorealistic, you know, right?
Sure.
And then all of the ones that are the imitations of, like, the older ones aren't.
Right. Because they're from different artistic eras.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like that confusion that people can have between photorealism and like good art, that the two don't have to go hand in hand.
They're almost always not.
Right,
really.
and that the
It's
one
more about
that
complexity of the paint.
right, and
Yeah.
and you can have this piece that had so much effort put into it, and yet people look at it and they're just like, eh.
Yeah,
You know.
in some ways, that's probably the part where a lot of the art that's really, expensive and stuff like that is based on its age, because people would just sit there for,
Right.
70 to 700 hours just dabbing with little piece of paint. So it's like layered, thick oil paintings.
Oh yeah,
and
I
stuff.
would love to see the perspective of any artists that like watch the show and things like that, and like,
Or even an appraiser.
sure,
To
yeah,
like talk about art and how you appraise it. Because now I'm curious why it is
Right.
that this guy can say that tiny painting, even though its size is so small, why that one specifically would be worth that much if it was the genuine article.
right, like
Is
because
it
it's
because that artist recently became popular?
yeah, that's something I was curious about too, because like it's a beautiful painting, but then when they talked about the artist, I'm like, oh, less than 100 years ago, and it's worth that much. Like when I think of like super expensive art in the millions or whatever, I'm thinking this artist was like 200 plus years ago,
Right, and probably what it is that nowadays that art has become priceless to where
Right.
it's like, no, we put this in a museum for
right,
humanity.
no one
Like,
can own that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. A country owns that,
Right.
Right.
A country rents it.
A country rents
is
that.
custodian.
Yeah, the current custodian of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But y'all,
This is
good
great.
stuff. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. And also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So you have any that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb,
I'm Jacob.
and we'll see you all
Next time.